Morning. Welcome back into Wake Up America. The House Judiciary Committee meeting later this morning for its first hearing on Biden's border crisis, where border security, national security, fentanyl, and the fate of Alejandro Mayorkas will be dominating the discussion. Joining me now for more on what we can expect, Wisconsin Congressman and member of the House Judiciary Committee, Scott Fitzgerald. Congressman, good morning. Good to see you again.
Good to be with you. Good to be with you.
Big day. Republicans campaigned on these hearings, and they will start today, 10 a.m. The House Judiciary Committee is going to meet and break down Biden's border crisis. That's what it's being called. Part one today. Take us through the day.
Yeah, what Chairman Jordan had in mind was bring the members, including the new members, to Judiciary Committee on Sunday evening, which started with kind of some briefings and some overview. And then yesterday, again, kind of working with individuals, starting to tee up the subcommittees, and then, what the responsibilities are going to be, what is the kind of what are the parameters of what we want these subcommittees to focus on, and start the process. And that happens today.
Has there been much pushback yet from Democrats on your committee?
Well, we haven't really convened. I mean, my experience over the last 2 years is that, for the most part, it's the same group of members of Congress.
Right.
So I anticipate, with Jerry Nadler kind of, running the show on that side, that there'll be a lot of blocking and a lot of obstruction, just like we saw last time around.
Yeah, but the Republicans on the committee will still get to ask the important questions. I want to move on now. It's fascinating. In the last day, multiple sources now reporting that Joe Biden knew about the bombshell, classified documents days before the midterm elections. Take a listen.
All right, let me ask you about some new reporting here. According to a Justice Department official and another source familiar with the matter, the FBI searched President Biden's former think tank office in Washington in November after the discovery just before the midterm elections of the documents with the classified markings. Were any additional classified documents found as part of that search?
That's not something I can comment on from here. That's something you'll need to ask the Justice Department. What I can say is that we have been cooperative and transparent from the outset.
All right, so, Congressman, what CNN is conveniently leaving out there is that the White House knew about the documents and approved the FBI search. How can they still claim that they're being transparent and had no knowledge of this before the midterms, when now it comes out that, yes, in fact, they did know before the midterms, but they didn't want the American people to know because maybe it would impact the elections?
Absolutely, the classic cover-up that we've seen out of the White House up until now. I think the most damaging thing that came out over this weekend was it appears that Joe Biden was personally paid $1 million by the Penn Center to a quote-unquote lecture series. I mean, this is you're caught red-handed at this point. There's no way that any defense attorney could wiggle out of answering some of these questions. And I just go back to what we're focused on in judiciary, which is these are the very specific things. Not to mention the documents that are sprawled all the way from D.C. to Delaware that are absolutely linked to Hunter Biden's business dealings. So, I mean, that's another smoking gun, in my estimation, that proves these were not just, boxes that were carried out when Joe Biden was in the U.S. Senate or when he was vice president. These were specifically collected and used in the Biden family criminal activity that we know existed.
More to come, I'm sure. Congressman, yesterday, 17 of your colleagues spoke on the House floor on behalf of Newsmax and OAN regarding the DirecTV dropping of Newsmax a week ago. Today, in fact, it was midnight Tuesday night they did that. We've talked about this. Ron DeSantis has now weighed in. Donald Trump has now weighed in. Kevin McCarthy weighed in on this topic. What do you expect to happen from here as far as Congress is concerned?
Well, I think the one thing that could happen is that one of the individual members that so far have been engaged in the letter are now considering dropping an actual piece of legislation, right? That will get everyone's attention, and suddenly you will have people weighing in that otherwise have been ignoring this whole situation. it goes back to what we've been talking about on Judiciary Committee for some time.
Yeah.
The absolute the absolute denial that conservative media outlets are simply being squeezed. And Newsmax, it's happening. It's happening right now.
Yeah, it's really outrageous. Congressman Fitzgerald, great to see you again. We'll be watching this morning. Thank you.